Anthony Hartwig here with a champion girls basketball player profile. I am joined by Bella Meyer. Bella, thank you so much for taking the time to join us today.
Thank you for having me.
Now, the first question I got for you is obviously you're not a senior, but it's I'm sure it's felt like you have been one with the leadership that you've been having to put on yourself this season. Obviously, a couple of injuries early that have made you kind of the person that a lot of people lean on, especially the first half of the season. So, what's it been like from your perspective to really maybe even lead more than you expected to this year on this basketball team?
Yeah, it's definitely been like a hard change because last year we had seniors that were experienced and they knew what they were doing, but only having one senior and her just coming out this year, it's hard because I had to step up and I had to do more than what I would think I'd have to do.
How much do you think you've grown as a leader over the last couple of months, especially on this team?
I think I've grown more than I have this season than I probably have in my whole athletic career.
Obviously, statistically, you keep doing what you're supposed to be doing, but what other things have you done to really build yourself as a leader this year on and off the floor with this group of girls?
I've definitely worked on my mentality part of it because this season has been hard because we've been down players and injuries. So I think just trying to stay positive for everyone, it just bettering us.
That attitude's been so important, and it seems like even though the results haven't gone your way this season, champion still comes out with that winning mentality in every girl's sport. What is it about the school system and about going here and going into this culture that brings you that winning mentality every time you step on the floor?
We have a good program, coaches, fans, and support system. So I think having that positivity around us at all times really keeps our confidence up. So when we go into games, or we just step on the court for practices, we just always are thinking the best and don't want to go think about the negativity, even though we're having a rough season and all that.
You've had a lot of support from outside that is, I'm sure, has built your confidence. But what have you done internally that has helped you keep your confidence, especially as a scorer in this season?
I think I've just taken time by myself to really just reset and having my parents and just those key people in your life always just stay on top of you have really helped me.
We've seen you pull up from the volleyball line this year for a three. I mean, you are not afraid to shoot anywhere on the floor. Where does that kind of mentality come from to the ability to just kind of, I'm going to pull up from anywhere, even if you're guarding me?
Well, our coach he kind of just trusts us with the ball, and he kind of just yells shot, and so what you've over the my years he kind of just he trusts us and he knows how our range is, so kind of just happens, and I don't really get close to the line sometimes, so I don't really see where I'm standing, so if the shot goes up, it just happens.
Now, with that, obviously, when teams play you guys, they know that you're the person on the roster. They have to circle a couple of times, and they probably put a lot of defensive attention on you. What has that been like trying to get through that and trying to realize that the teams are doing everything they can to try to slow you down when they play champion?
Um, well, when I know a team is just trying to keep me off the floor, I really depend on my team, and my coach does a lot for the other players to make sure they are like getting the ball, and I if I can't get the ball, I try to be force in a different aspect, maybe defensive or setting screens so other players can get open. So just in a different
A
category.
lot of people look at this roster the way it's built, and they look at the stat books and say, "Man, Bella Meyer is just putting the team on her back." But I want to talk about one of your teammates that has kind of been there with you throughout this whole kind of adversity that this season has had with the injuries and everything like that. But it's Kayla Haney. I mean, what has she meant to you having her by your side and being able to play with her, and obviously the connection you two have, and just having someone else to lean on the court, and it really isn't all on your shoulders, even though sometimes it feels that way.
Yeah, I'm very thankful. I've been playing with her since third grade, so our chemistry is just untouchable, and I can always count on her to keep me going and keep me up, and with my attitude. and it's kind of like twin telepathy when we're on the court. Like I feel like if I throw the ball, like she's always there. So like I really can't be more happy playing with her. And only having like one more year, it's kind of upsetting.
What were some of your personal goals that you wanted to kind of accomplish this year as a basketball player when you started the basketball season?
I really wanted to improve like my ball handling and my mentality because I in the beginning I it was kind of hard because like with all the injuries like we think out of our 4 out of 6 players like they've gone like through an injury, so having not like our full team it was like hard on me, so I just tried to improve that.
Obviously, one of the big reasons why you were able to get through it was your coach. You've brought him up already a couple of times, Coach Cole, one of our favorites. What is it about him that makes this program so special and always kind of puts you guys in the position to win games?
As a coach, he really like cares about us as just people and not just players. So he really gets like to know like he wants to know like our opinion and he like respects what we think. So him just knowing like us as a person also helps him like coach us as a player because he knows like our style and everything.
What has been his message throughout this season to you guys? Obviously, like we've said before, adversity in this season, the results haven't always gone your way. What has been some of the messages that he's put out to you guys to keep you guys confident and to keep you guys going?
Basically, just like don't give up, kind of, because like when we just kept having like injuries back to back, it's kind of like wow, like are we ever gonna catch a break? But um, he kind of just always is like putting the message in our mind, like this isn't the end. Like we're gonna have our time, and like kind of just keeping us positive.
And your time's coming. I mean, everyone's starting to get a little bit more healthy. The stat book's getting a little bit more full when you've turned in stats. What if the last couple of weeks of practice has been like getting some people back, trying to get this team back into a rhythm of where you expected it to be coming into this season? Because coming in, of course, you guys thought you would be, right alongside the top of the MVAC, but now you're getting all those players that were there healthy back with you guys. So what's that been like trying to just get everyone back on track and get everyone back into the rhythm of basketball?
The intensity at practices has been like way above than what it was, and now we actually have players in the right positions, and we can get more plays and like defenses in because we have 3 guards now, and he's kind of just been on us more because we need to start picking up and like make up the work that we wanted to do in the beginning of the season.
How exciting does that make you for tournaments, knowing that everyone gets in, your record goes to 0-0, and at the end of the day, it's your healthy girls that you thought you'd come into the season with against everybody else, and that's got to make you guys kind of confident going into tournament play, right?
Yeah, knowing that our record's back at 0-0 and having everyone it's like starting from scratch again. So and we need a new start. So I'm really excited for tournaments.
Obviously, everyone knows your name from the softball field. You're going to be a Division I athlete. We're going to talk to you again during softball season and about this wonderful program that you have over there on the softball diamond. But from this basketball season's perspective, what's it been like trying to also put a little bit of focus on softball, keep yourself sharp for not just this season, but all the stuff that you have in your future and all the goals that you have set for yourself, while also focusing a lot on basketball?
Well, during basketball, I take like a little bit of like a break from softball, but I
Mhm.
have like recently I've just started like picking it back up and everything because balancing like 2 sports is hard and they're using 2 different muscles. So I've just been like working off like with lifting and all that. So recently I've been like trying to get back in the softball mojo since it's coming up close.
How much does that break from softball really help you mentally? Obviously, with the commitment and everything, a lot of people expect a lot from you on the softball field. But taking that break during basketball season, what does that do for your mentality and your mental health as a softball player as well?
It helps a lot because I've been I start like from February, March, and then I go all the way to November. So like changing your whole mind and going into basketball, it's a relief, and I look forward to every year because it's such like a big change.
A lot of people would take that break and maybe spend some time with some home hobbies. What made you want to take the break and use that break to be in such a physical sport like basketball?
Well, I like staying busy, so like playing just a different sport gets me going, and it still like is helping me in a different way. So
All right, so obviously softball is going to be the sport that you go on to play, but what are some things that you take from the basketball season and playing basketball that you kind of use in your softball game?
Um, probably like I think basketball and softball are similar on like you can't like stay stuck up on a mistake. So like you just have to like shake it off. So like say like you miss a shot, just you have to like shake it off. And same thing with softball, like if you're up in the batter's box and you swing at a bad pitch, you gotta shake it off and get the next one. So just trying to like always look like forward.
We know that softball and baseball players are superstitious. So my next question is, do you bring any of those superstitions on you with the basketball court? Do you have any routines that you have to stick to during basketball season?
I'm huge on them. I so every game day in the morning I bring the same hydro flask with like the same like just with like water in it, and then I also eat a banana and I drink pickle juice before every game just because like my calves cramp a lot, so I have to do that. And then last year I ate Chick-fil-A before every game. So I tried that this year but it didn't work. So I'm trying to find that food this year still. And then for home games, we wear purple pre-wrap, and then for away, we wear yellow. And I wear the same hair tie, and I also wear a knee pad on my right leg.
All right, so let's break those down. First, of course, you're trying to find a new meal. What have been some of the things that you've tried after Chick-fil-A stopped working? What have been some of the options?
I've tried butter noodles. Um, I've tried like these hamburger things, and I've tried macaroni and cheese. And then I also had Wendy's, and I had McDonald's. So
None of them have felt right yet, right?
no, yeah.
All right, so tonight's game night. What's the plan for the pregame meal tonight?
Um, well, my mom's cooking chicken, so we're gonna try that.
See how it works, and then we'll go into the hair tie. I wanted to ask, like, when's the last time that you wore a different hair tie?
Um, I think it was our Garfield game the first time we played them. After that game, I changed it, but I've been wearing the same one since then.
It's one of the best games you've had all season, and you changed it after that.
Yeah.
So when you think about the future of this basketball program, obviously you're going to bring a lot of people back. Just one senior, very important senior, but just one. What do you think is like the future aspirations of this program, and how much are you trying to use this year just to build on the next year and realize that you do have one more year as a basketball player?
Well, we have a lot of freshmen coming up, well, eighth graders coming up. So we've actually over like winter break and a couple other practices, we had them come in and they were practicing with us. So having already that like early bond with them, and we help like youth league. So like having just like the younger people seeing like the environment that the varsity has, hopefully it's gonna help us in the future.
All right, so you guys, basketball, softball, you have a bunch of really cool uniforms. So I'm curious what your favorite uniform combo at Champion is so far.
Definitely our, well, I don't really I don't like our basketball jerseys, but like I like our purple ones better for softball. I like our purple, no, our white shirt with our purple pants.
All right, so now that we're nearing the end, I want to give you the chance to thank your support system and all the people that have been there for you through the years and have supported you in your career.
Uh, my family, my friends for being there since day one and cheering me on. The coaches I have now, Coach Cool for always like pushing me and definitely knowing my definitely giving me high expectations for this year and being the leader he wants. Coach Mo for being that person I can always rely on, and our new coach, Coach Abby, for always keeping my mental and mentality high, and she's helped me a lot this season.
All right, Bella, thank you so much for taking the time to join us today. We wish you the best of luck the rest of the basketball season, and we'll connect with you again during softball.
Thank you very much.